Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how you can maintain your Gtech AirRam cordless vacuum cleaner. This is model AR29, but the hints and tips I'm going to give you in this video should apply to the majority of AirRam cleaners, including the K9 version and the Platinum version. So if you follow along with the video, you should be able to get your machine working a little bit more efficiently and smelling fresher. This does smell a bit musty in use. It's about 2 years old. It's been in regular use and it could do with a bit of a freshen up. So before you do any maintenance, remove the battery. And I'm also going to remove the handle by pulling on the tab. First thing to do is take out the bin, and we'll be giving that a good clean. And also I'm going to be cleaning the brush roll. To remove it, there's a little button on the side. Just press that in and the whole brush roller comes out. So we can put the main unit to one side for now. We'll be giving that a bit of a wipe down. So this is the brush roller. You can remove this end cap just by pulling it, and underneath the end cap you'll see the bearing. I'm going to clean this because it's got grubby marks on it. It's got this sort of black residue, this sticky residue that often builds up on vacuum cleaner brushes after a while. I'm not going to submerge this in water. I'm going to clean it in the sink, but I'm going to make sure I don't get any water in the bearing side. So I'm just going to hold it in the sink, clean it with warm soapy water, just normal washing up liquid. Give it a good rinse, and then I'm going to stand it and leave it to dry before fitting it back into the machine. This part, this end cap, can be also washed, so that's going in the kitchen to be cleaned. I'm also going to clean out the dirt bin. First of all, remove the filter just by pulling out here. The filter is going to be washed as well, but this whole unit can be washed. I've emptied it before the video, but it's all a bit grubby, it's a bit smelly. So again, warm soapy water in the sink, followed by a thorough rinse, and then I'm going to leave it to dry for 24 hours before refitting. I'm going to wash the filter. This filter comes out of the inner shroud, so you can wash that under running water. I've also got a little air freshener in this one. It doesn't smell anymore, so I'm going to fit a new air freshener, and this part can also be washed in warm soapy water. The only thing I'm going to do with the main unit is to give it a bit of a wipe down. Clean this squeegee here. There's a bit of fluff in there. Clean the wheels. Clean the front airlock squeegee. So you can use a damp cloth with some mild detergent, or some surface wipes like these anti-bac surface wipes. Also, I don't know if the camera picks up on this, but there are black sticky marks on the bottom of this, and that happens as you're moving vacuum cleaner over the carpets. Even if your carpets look clean, they will have a residue that will end up on the bottom of your vacuum cleaner. So as you can see, look at that, just a few seconds of rubbing and it's removed that dirt. There's dirt on the wheels, so we can just clean all the underside of this. And you might find, although the AirRam is a very easy machine to push and very lightweight, if you've got a lot of sticky residue building up on the bottom, you might find it's not as easy to push as it was, and that could be one of the reasons. And this would go for any vacuum cleaner. If you keep the base of it clean, whether it's a mains or a cordless machine, it's going to glide over the carpet better. So as you can see, look at that, that's quite a lot of dirt just in a few seconds. I'm going to get a new wipe. If you don't want to use wipes, as I said, a damp cloth. You can use some like surface cleaner, kitchen surface cleaner. Don't spray it all over. It's probably better to spray it on the cloth. You could use a microfiber cloth with just plain water if you want to. But I just find these surface wipes you can get in the packets are a good thing because they don't wet the surface too much. They do clean. Most of them are antibacterial, so it's going to freshen up every part of your vacuum cleaner that you wipe with it. You'll see there's a little velour strip here on the side. You can give that a rub. So just generally clean it up. These wheels, again, they've got dirty in use. And it won't take too long to get it nice and clean. I'm not going to show you every inch of me cleaning this. You get the gist. So I've got most of the residue off that. If you compare it to this wheel looks pretty grubby. So I'll clean that all up, of course. And then you can actually clean the inside. Now, it's not too sharp, but be careful if yours has the anti-hair wrap comb at the back. But you can clean out the brush roll cavity. It's probably going to be the dirtiest part. And yeah, there's quite a lot of residue in that one. I mean, look. So yeah, I might need something a little bit more than this surface wipe. It is coming off, but I'm having to use a bit of elbow grease. It's filthy. But this has had about, as I said, 2 years of use, so it's not done bad really. So just continue cleaning all the parts, especially the airlock squeegee at the front, the squeegee at the back, all on the underside. As I said, I'm going to do all this off camera. I'm just giving you a basic idea. I don't really need to show you everything. And then again, I'll just take another fresh wipe. You can just wipe the outer casing. And this is why it's important to remove the battery, because if you're cleaning the on-off switch and switch it on when you're cleaning it, it's not the best thing, especially if you've got the brush roller in and you've got your hand under it. You don't want to cause any damage to your fingers. So we're just wiping everywhere. There's a little rubber seal here where the dirt container connects up to the suction motor. So just make sure that that's free of any dust and grit particles. So you get the idea. You can get it looking clean in just a few minutes. As I said, it needs a bit more work, but I'll do that shortly. Now I'm going to go into the kitchen and get all these parts cleaned. Okay, so I'm at the sink. First thing I'm going to do is just rinse the filter in water. Keep rinsing and squeezing. Don't forget to direct water on the inside. You shouldn't need to add detergent. If you do this on a regular basis, maybe once a month, I would recommend. If it's very, very dirty and you haven't cleaned it, some mild detergent may be needed. Keep rinsing out, flushing water through, squeezing it until the water runs clear. Making a bit of a mess. I should have rolled up the sleeves. Gtech do sell spare filters on their website. In fact, there's a lot of spares on Gtech's website. Some models will come with a spare filter, so you can pop that in while the one you've just washed is drying. I've given you the basic idea. I'll need to spend a bit more time getting that cleaner, but that's all we need to do. Then we've got the inner shroud. That's pretty clean, but you can spray it with some surface cleaner or a sponge with some washing up liquid on it. Just give it a rub. It's just light dust that's going to be on this, if anything, so you don't have to go too mad. Make sure it's nicely rinsed off, like so, and give it a bit of a shake. Put that to one side to dry, and then we've got the filter, sorry, the brush roll. We've done the filter. I'm going to pop a little bit of washing up liquid on this sponge. And then, as I said, I don't want to get water in this end bearing. So I'm just going to clean it like this with my hand over the end. Like so. Obviously, if yours might be dirtier than mine. It depends if you've ever cleaned it or you just didn't think there's any need to clean your vacuum cleaner brushes. Well, there really is. You don't want to be using a dirty vacuum cleaner on your carpet, especially if you've just shampooed your carpet and then you're going to use a vacuum cleaner with dirty brushes on it. Rather defeats the object. Just depends how fussy you are. I mean, the foam here is quite mucky. But just washing up liquid should be all that's needed. Don't use any harsh chemicals, any solvents, bleach, nothing like that. Just standard washing up liquid. Now, should rinse that off. Again, try not to get any water in the bearing end. It won't be a tragedy if you do, but just make sure it's dried. There we go. That looks a lot better now. That's got all that residue off the brush roll. Again, shake it out. Just below the end, I've got a little bit of moisture in there, but not much. I will add a tiny drop of oil in there before I refit it, once it's all dry. But there you go. Then you just put it on the side this way up to dry. I've got the end cap here. That's just plastic, there's no bearing. It's also got the little velour strip which we can give a clean. That should be enough. Just rinse it. Again, give it a shake and put it to one side to dry. And then finally we've got the dirt bin. So I think washing up liquid's all that's needed. I'll just apply a little bit more to my sponge. That's it. And we'll just give it a good wipe. You see there's a load of muck coming out of this. It's going to clean once I sort of rinse it with a tap. You can't get into all the areas. You could, if you've got a bottle brush, that might be an idea to use. But you'll be able to get your sponge in to certain parts of it, and then hopefully rinsing with a tap should be enough to dislodge any more dirt. Now, yeah, I wouldn't go mad with this, because obviously as soon as you use your Gtech again, it's going to get full of dirt, but I just like to do this from time to time. Especially if your AirRam's starting to smell a bit, might be an idea to give your dirt bin a good clean. Move the slider up and down. But yeah, I think in this instance a thin bottle brush would be good to get everything out of here, but I'm not going to go too mad. I'm just getting the worst off really, just to show you. I would probably spend more time on this if I wasn't filming, but I know a lot of people won't watch a long video. You get the gist, don't you? You get the gist of what I'm up to. Turn the tap on, rinse through. More muck coming out of this now. I suppose you could submerge this part in water, in soapy water. It's very, very dirty. There's certain grime that you can't really remove in a quick rinse. Move the slider up and down, as I said, just to, that's looking a lot better. I mean, there's certain areas you're not going to get clean. You might be able to clean it better by soaking it for a while or using a brush. I mean, I'd need a thin brush to get in there. Maybe I can direct the water in there a bit. Some of it's coming out. And you'll see this end bit sort of, I don't think it's a seal. There is a seal on here. There we go. It's not perfect, but I'm sure it's a lot better than it was. Again, put that to one side to leave it to air dry. Don't try and force dry the items. If you've got an air duster or an air compressor, that might be an idea, because you could just use that to help dry them quicker. Don't use a hairdryer. Don't use heat. You don't want to be warping the plastic and find that, you know, you've warped the plastic and you can't close the end cap. Just be patient. Do this first thing in the morning or after you've finished your vacuuming. Leave it overnight at least. Make sure it is dry, and then you can reassemble it into the machine. Everything is clean and dry, so I can put it back inside the AirRam, starting with the dirt bin. So I'll just close it, and then I need to put the filter back onto this inner shroud piece. But first, I'm going to fit a new air freshener. Just unwrap it. And then we need to remove this little plastic sleeve and then pop it into the end of this middle piece. Push it right in. It's a bit stiff on this one. There we go. So that's the new fragrance capsule fitted. Although the filter is clean, I've decided to treat the AirRam to a brand new filter. So I'm just going to slide that on like so, and then of course slide it back into the dirt bin, and then we can pop the bin back in the unit like so. And now I'm going to put the brush roll back. If you've got some oil, just pop a little drop of oil on the bearing there. 3-in-1 oil, that sort of thing is fine. Then we can put the end cap back on. And also, if these wheels at the front are squeaking, 1 drop of oil should stop that. Okay, so we need to put it with this end cap here. Needs to go at the side with the hole, so we locate the brush roll at this end first. And with this little velour strip uppermost, you can just push it in like so, and it's clicked into position. Just check everything's rotating as it should. And now I'm going to pop the handle back on, locate it into the hole, and then push the clip forward. And finally, replace the battery. So there you go, that's the end of today's video with a few basic maintenance tips for your Gtech AirRam to help keep it running efficiently. If you need any spare parts for your machine, I suggest the best place to go is Gtech themselves. On their website you'll find lots of parts for the various Gtech models, so you'll be able to buy a new brush roll, new filters, a new dirt bin, a spare battery, etc. all direct from Gtech. If you found this video useful, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, where you'll have full access to my whole range of floor care videos. I review vacuum cleaners, carpet washers, floor washers, and the odd washing machine and dishwasher. So until the next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.